minute or two, then I get into the nuts and bolts of what I did to lower my blood pressure and get off blood pressure medicine and get my 2-year medical card back. Hey guys, what is going on? In today's video, we're going to talk about the #1 career killer of truck drivers and possibly the #1 killer of people in America. I don't know, I hadn't checked the stat, but it's heart disease. Heart disease is a big flaw with us truckers because the majority of us, we don't exercise enough. We don't even walk around enough. And the majority of us don't eat correct. A lot of the stuff is grab and go. It's not very good for you. So after a while, you develop high blood pressure, hypertension, or I should say, cholesterol, and going unchecked is going to just get worse and worse and worse and put you out of the truck. So I'm going to talk about that. But before I get into that, anybody knows me know I'm a foodie, right? I love food. I love different cultures of food. Anything Mexican or Latin, Hispanic, Indian food. My buddy Eddie, he's from Guatemala. He just recommended me. He said try some Dominican food, and I'm going to find me a Dominican restaurant. Try some Dominican. He said that's his favorite. But let me tell you a funny story about this guy named Eddie. Eddie's a good friend of mine. I've known him going on about 2 years. We do a lot of convention and show freight together, and he comes from a very ancient people. Very ancient people. He was just telling me today that 60% of the Guatemalans are derived from the Mayans. So I was like, what? Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know, they didn't teach us stuff like that in high school. Or maybe they did. Maybe I was just asleep. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, Eddie's from Guatemala. He started driving here in the States in 2018. And he said, you know, I drove truck in Guatemala, which is way different. But in 2018, he came over here and got his CDL and started chasing an American dream. And done his time as a company guy, bought his truck, got him a trailer, then formed his authority, and just a great American dream story. Anyway, let's get to this funny story. If you don't want to hear what crazy food I just ate the other day, actually it was last week, was in Connecticut. Skip forward another minute or two, then I get into the nuts and bolts of what I did to lower my blood pressure and get off blood pressure medicine and get my 2-year medical card back. So, me and Eddie is up in Hartford, Connecticut, right? We dropped off a show last week, and across the street from the OTR Truck Stop in Southington, there's a Hispanic restaurant or Mexican restaurant. It's called Taco Nachos. Anyway, one of the reviews that got me interested want to go to this place because there's another one down the street. It's a newer place, and the rave reviews. Everybody loves it. But the one that made me want to go to Taco Mi Nacho was one of the reviews said as soon as I walked into the place, they didn't speak very good English, so that told me the food is going to be amazing. And that right there led me to want to go there. I love authentic Mexican food, or even just any Latin food for that matter. Anyway, a day or two at the truck stop, Eddie calls me. He said, hey, Sammy, let's go to lunch. I was like, all right, cool, let's go. So we go over there, and I'm looking at the menu, and I'm going to get some enchiladas. And he said, what you going to get? I said, I'm thinking enchiladas. I said, what you going to get? He said, I'm going to get some tacos, and I'm going to get some soup. And he said the name of the soup, and I said, well, what's in the soup? Because I'm not really a big soup guy. And he told me, I was like, you know what? Eddie's from Guatemala. He's a native people. Not on tacos, nachos, burritos, stuff like that we gringos eat. I said, I'm going to eat what Eddie eats. So I told the waitress, I said, what he got? I want the same thing. It's 2 tacos and a soup. So they bring the food, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm watching Eddie, and he grabs a lime and he spritzes his tacos real good. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to do that too. I'll spritz the tacos real good. And we tear those tacos up. And my first thought was my taste buds was firing on cylinders. I was like, man, this is really, really good. This lime really enhances the flavor, and this meat is really good, and everything else. So we get done, and Eddie's like, how you like tacos? I said, man, they're amazing. He kind of chuckles. He said, do you know what kind of meat was in it? I was like, yeah, it's pork. He said, no, beef tongue. Yeah, beef tongue. I was like, wait, what? How come they had the same texture, flavor? I thought it was pork. And he's laughing, and I'm sitting there thinking, you didn't tell me this for this exact reason. I've never in my life had beef tongue. But I gotta say, even though it still kind of grosses me out, it was so good. It was so good. And he said, I didn't tell you because I knew you probably wouldn't try it. He said, the gringos, they like tacos, nachos, burritos. He said, but there's much more food than that. Better food. He said, growing up, I didn't eat tacos, nachos, and burritos. He said, the food was way better than just that. He said, but the gringos, that's what the gringos like. I was like, yeah, I get it. I said, normally I like to try things different. And I said, I'm glad I tried this. I said, if I can eat chicken livers and love them, I said, why does it gross me out to eat beef tongue? Anyways, I'm probably going to try it again. I want to say it's freaking awesome. Anyway, he got a good chuckle out of that. I kind of got grossed out on it, but at the same time, it was so good. So good. Anyway, so I thought you guys I'd share a story. It's a funny story just happened. I figured if I didn't share it, I'd forget it. And I tend to do that with all right, so let's dig into this video about blood pressure, how I got my 2-year medical card. And if anybody knows anything about my channel, about me, I went back OTR back in 2013 after being local at home for 13 years. And I got a 2-year medical that year. And at the time, I'm pretty sure my blood pressure is like 113, 117 over 72. It's super low. And by 2 years of driving OTR, it was already elevated. And I was able to get my 2-year card, but it was slightly elevated. I had to calm down, breathe, eat, and all that stuff. And I was like, man, this is some bullshit. I ain't never had this problem. Just 2 years OTR. And the same thing by the next one. And the next one after that, they took me off of 2 year, gave me a 1 year, given that I, took blood pressure medicine. I was like, oh. So I played their game, and I was like, I got to be off this by next year. I don't like medicine. Never have. I don't now. So in that time, 1 year goes by, I was able to get my 2-year medical card back, and the following year, I about lost it again. Man, I tell you what. So I had to get my last medical or my last physical back in December, and when I went in there, I'd been about 5 to 6 months. I changed something, and everybody wants to talk about, eat more beets, which are good. I love beets, pickled beets, or apple cider vinegar with the mother. That's good for blood pressure. Or walking 30 minutes a day, or changing your diet, which I have changed my diet. I try to stay away from processed food. I try to limit my breads. Cut down on drinking beer. I changed everything, but it was still elevated if I didn't take blood pressure medicine. Until I ran across this lady named Barbara O'Neill. So what I'm about to share with you is not my idea of trial and error. I learned it from watching her video, which I will link her video in the comments. It'll be the first comment down there. I highly employ I highly suggest that you watch her video. She breaks down the what I'm about to tell you, and makes it super simple and easy to understand. So I watched this video, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that. The way she broke down the science of these two herbs is kind of, well, I'm just going to buy it. So I jumped online and I bought them. Now what I did was I bought organic Hawthorn berry powder, and I bought organic cayenne pepper. And she talks about when you mix these two together, they do phenomenal things, not only for your heart, but your gut health, your stomach, your veins, your artery walls, artery walls, and your blood, and eliminating hypertension. And I was like, holy crap smokes. Anyway, she went on to talk about cayenne pepper. And cayenne pepper, I suggest this to everybody now, but cayenne pepper is such a great thing for your stomach. It heals ulcers. You got ulcers, cayenne pepper. And as we age, our veins and stuff, they get leaky veins and weak veins. That's why the older you get, you smack yourself, you'll bruise so easily, because you've got leaky veins and weak veins. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Anyway, it makes sense. Watch the video. Don't take my word for it. Anyway, once you put cayenne pepper into your system, cayenne pepper is a natural blood thinner. And it also heals those veins. It heals leaky veins. Now, like blood thinner, if you take too much baby aspirin, you're going to bleed from your eyes and your ears. It's all here. It's very deadly if you take too much blood thinner. But cayenne pepper is a natural blood thinner, and you can take as much as you want, and it's not going to harm you. Yeah, it might burn your throat when you ingest it, but it will never harm you. It just burns because it's a chemical reaction to your taste buds and stuff, but it's super healthy. Hawthorn berry powder, I can't remember the specs on that. I know it's really good for your heart. My brother was telling me that there's a valve in your heart that hawthorn berry powder heals the valve in the heart or the flap or something. Anyway, I don't know the science of the hawthorn berry powder. I can't remember that for the video to save my life. But when you mix the hawthorn berry powder and the cayenne pepper together on a daily, it does wonders. In 5 to 6 months, I got my 2-year medical card and my blood pressure was like 130 over 80, 82 or something like that. First time it's been that low off medicine, shit, since 2014. And the way I take it, you can search and buy the pills, but let me tell you, they're pricey. The best method I found was, I got this stuff right here. The best way that I found is I ordered it in bulk. I jumped on Amazon and I done a quick search and I went by the reviews and I found a good company that sells this stuff, and they come in 1-pound bags, sealable bags. And what I do is, like measuring cups for cooking, I've got some stainless ones. Like, I think I took a half a cup and I scooped it in there, and I took a butter knife and I smoothed the top off, and I dumped it in like a little Tupperware dish. And then I done the other one and I dumped it on top of it. It looks like this. And then when I get done with it, I take that Tupperware, I put the lid on it, and I turn it over and forth, back over and over, back and forth, shake it up, flip it over and over. Anyway, to mix it up to its one good color, mixed perfectly at a 50-50% ratio. And every day I take about a half a tablespoon, or not a tablespoon, teaspoon, like a normal spoon we eat with. I take about half of one of them and I put it in the water. And if I'm at home, I've got a frother. I put it in water, and then I stick the blender, frother, whatever, in there, and I blend it. It's like $10 on Amazon. I'll link that down there as well. I'm gonna link all these things down in the description if you want to try this out. And I blend it up, and I don't drink it because it burns. But what I do is kind of like, if you've ever guzzled a beer where you kind of like just flatten your tongue, you just let it go. That's what I do, and I down about a 15 to 20 ounce mason jar every day. And when I'm on the road, I usually mix it up in a 20 ounce water or 18 ounce water, and I just randomly shake it up and drink it. And that is my secret, guys, of how I got my 2-year medical card back, just by some natural herbs. And it was all thanks to Barbara O'Neill. She is a gem, and the woman is super smart in all her homeopathic techniques. And I love about everything she's got to say, if not everything. Anyways, guys, try it out. Give it a couple months and see where you get with it. And besides super beets or eating beets or beet powder, I've got that stuff, but I couldn't find a way to put it into my daily on the normal. But these 2 powders, I mix it with water and I drink it. Easy breezy. You can implement that easily and do it, and just as I have. Apple cider vinegar with the mother, that's really good. There's a lot of different things that's good for blood pressure. But also, another big thing with blood pressure is staying hydrated. And one of my goals a day is to drink one of these a day. At least a gallon of water. And I was listening to Tom Brady's, I got his audio book on Audible, TB12. And he was talking about hydration, and the best way to stay hydrated is whatever you weigh, take that pounds, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces of water you need to drink. For me, I'm 250 pounds, so it tells me I need to drink, divided in half, 125. So I need to drink 125 ounces of water minimum per day to to stay hydrated. One of the biggest causes also of hypertension and blood pressure is dehydration. So drink plenty of water, and even buy some what are those, electrolytes, like liquid IV, pour it in there, drink one of those a day, stay super hydrated. Stay off of a lot of carby foods and low sugars. Like, I don't drink any sodas anymore. I mean, I do drink a soda. Speaking of which, let me grab one out of my cooler, because it's Mountain Dew. And every time I talk about health or anything, people say, quit those Mountain Dews. Listen, I might drink one or two of these a day, guys, and it's diet. It's diet Mountain Dew. And yeah, the stuff that's in there ain't that great for you either, but it's not sugar. And the amount of these I drink is, I'm not going to say anything about them. Listen, I got my 2-year medical card back, all right? My blood pressure's low. And it's going to get lower because I got to lose some more weight. That's another thing. Last year, my weight got up to like 270 something pounds, and currently I'm 250, if not a little lighter, since I've been going on the road this last week and a half or two. But anyways, guys, now I'm rambling. So I'm going to end it out at this. Go into the description, click on those links, go over to Amazon and buy the Hawthorn berry powder and buy the cayenne pepper powder, put them in a Tupperware, mix them 50-50, and take about a half a teaspoon a day, mix it in water and drink it. And in about a 3-month period, let me know what you guys come up with. It's been a lifesaver for me, and yeah, it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and give me a big old thumbs up. And until that next video, remember, you got to think high to rise, and winners never quit, and quitters, well, they never win. See you, bye.